How did the moon help write the OED?
That's what you think, Jen. Welcome, everyone, to the first ever hijacked episode of Everything You Didn't Need to Know About.
Gotcha!
Welcome, everyone, to Everything You Didn't Need to Know About. Today, we are doing something very special. We are hijacking the episode, and we're surprising one of the four fabulous fact friends with a surprise subject. Who is that person?
Is it Kenny?
No, it's you, Jen. You don't know what we're talking about.
We've had a private chat without you.
Exactly right.
Scandalo.
And so we are going to be talking about a subject that we've wanted to talk with you about for years. Today's episode is about the tribe. For those of you who don't know, our wonderful friend Jen Jewell was one of the stars of the tribe. She is fantastic. The show is fantastic. It ran for 5 wonderful seasons. And today we are talking everything you didn't need to know about it. We're going to be pitching you our favorite facts. And at the end, we're going to vote for whoever brought the fact that is the best. Jen's going to make one up on the spot. All right, let's see who takes this out.
No pressure.
This show ran between 1999 and 2003. You joined season 2, didn't you?
Correct.
And you played Ellie, who came from a
I
farm.
did play Ellie. Yeah, I still remember what my first line was.
Hi, I'm Ellie and I come from a farm.
Pretty much. It went,
I come from
and
a
I
farm.
quote, I need people, Alice, not just pigs and cows.
Amazing.
She was basically like, stop sneaking off to go into the city when there's a massive pandemic on, put your mask on, stay home, wash your hands. And I was like, no.
That sounds quite familiar to what we've been hearing every single day for the last 2 years.
And then I caught the virus and had to have an antidote, which people didn't trust because they were idiots. Yeah, I really like that for the tribe's 21st birthday, the whole world decided to just cosplay the tribe.
Not the only 21st birthday that was ruined by a pandemic, so I think you're okay.
I found out many things about the tribe that I didn't know this week. For example, there was an album.
Oh yeah, Abbe Messiah.
Yeah, and that song is an absolute banger. I've had it stuck in my head for all week. Abbe Messiah, hey, yeah. And the girl who sang it, Meryl Cassie, is that her name?
Yep.
I knew who she was from watching the show back in the day, but I didn't realize that she was the sister of Megan Alatini, who was from True Bliss, and the other sister, Monique.
Pretty awesome. They used to perform as a trio.
So did you guys know that there were 5 seasons of The Tribe, and they each had 52 episodes? That's
52.
That's so many. There were 260 episodes of the show.
A lot of the episodes, I think especially in the later series, maybe from series 3 on, were actually shot so that they could be played as 2-episode, hour-long episodes.
Awesome.
So you could either have it episode, or you could chunk 2 together. So 1 and 2 would work as a standalone episode, 3 and 4 would work as a standalone episode, so that they could play it in multiple areas with multiple kind of formats.
That's great.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
There's a show in India that has run for like 3,280 episodes.
Wow.
And that's over 1 season. They haven't done any other seasons. And to put that into context, Shortland Street has run for 7,300-ish episodes, but that's over 30 seasons.
When you say it's all 1 season, that hasn't happened in the course of like a year. They've just not ever had a break.
That's right.
Jen, I have actually been to the location where the original Tribe was filmed, where the mall was based, because that is now home of the GNS building.
Yeah.
So now
Avalon.
they look at rocks and ice cores where the tribe used to be.
No shit. I used to work as a dentist down Stokes Valley, and I would drive past that every single day, and I had no idea.
We were only at Avalon for the first series though, and then we moved out to, or maybe the second series, and then we moved out to I can't remember what the other studios were called, but it was somewhere else in the hut.
You started on season 2, Jen, so what studio did you start filming at?
Well, I don't know, because I also did 2 previous shows with the same production company when they were based at Avalon, so I can't remember if the Tribe was based at Avalon when I was on the Tribe, or if I just did the other series and everyone else knew Avalon from the Tribe, and then we moved to the other one.
Is this the Secret 7? So is this a bit of one of the secrets of the Secret 7?
Enid Blyton Adventure Series and Secret Series. Oh, so there is a weird link between the 3 of them. Obviously, the first 2 were written by Enid Blyton, and the third one is a post-apocalyptic series about teenagers wearing too much face paint.
By Enid Blyton?
By Enid Blyton. But in the first series I did with Cloud9, which is the production company, Jack was my brother, And in the second series, a different actor played a character called Jack, who was my character's adopted brother. And then in the tribe, Jack was my boyfriend, played by another different character. But Jack, my stepbrother or my adopted brother from the Secret series, came back to play Zoot, the main villain. Because New Zealand is tiny and the acting community is even smaller.
And
we've all had sex with each other.
And Kenny and I used to live with Miggity Wiggity Schmiggity. I mean, Michael Weasley Smith, who played Jack, your boyfriend. The longest reigning couple on the tribe were the two people that I know closest. Yeah. Isn't that cute?
That's cool.
And Miggity Wiggity Schmiggity now works on The Nation, and he worked on News Hub. So I used to see him all the time up here around TV3.
You would have done.
Love that guy. Yeah. He's great.
And his sister was in my class at school, and she's still really good friends with lots of friends of mine. So she comes up on my Facebook all the time, and it's just like, oh.
What's her name?
She's Jacqueline. No, she's Lizzie.
So can I just say when we were looking for facts and Jen wasn't about this, the IMDb page for the trivia for the tribe is hilarious because it has things like claiming that like other things have stolen ideas off the tribe. And it's just like it's really funny. It's like I
read this book called Lord of the Flies, and it's a total rip-off of the tribe.
Kind of, it's like in one season they come up with a futuristic AI that threatens to destroy all of humanity, which is the plot line for Terminator 3.
Yeah, it's a little known fact that Arnold Schwarzenegger was a massive tribe fan, so he probably petitioned pretty hard for that.
I've been to tribeworld.com, which is fantastic. Jen, did you know about tribeworld.com?
I do.
I'm on the Cast House part of the Tribe Trivia 28, the Cast House. And I'd like you to see if you could verify just a couple of these for me.
Can you explain the Cast House, first of all, Tom?
Yeah, so this is the cast. So Jen, the Cast House was all of the cast lived together in a house, and the boys and girls were separated?
All of the cast who didn't live in Wellington.
And you
because
were
it would be
allowed
awkward to fly them down from Auckland every morning for shooting.
Yeah, but you weren't allowed to date?
There was a non-fraternization clause in the contract, I think. At least there was a strong expectation that we wouldn't date.
Dwayne said have an art studio in the garage. There were some woods behind the back of one of the houses, and some of the cast filmed their tribute to the Blair Witch Project.
And the boys bought themselves paint guns and would frequently disappear and come back covered in bruises, which they'd then get in trouble for.
Okay, here's a couple of my favorites. One cast member is known for his monkey man impression and could often be found rolling around the house like a monkey. He was even found up a tree one evening. Favorite drinks were water and juice, closely followed by Milo. A certain cast member liked to sleep on satin sheets.
That was definitely me. Milo got banned for a while.
And Otis?
No, Otis was fine. It was just a dog thing. They were really racist about it.
Jen, is Milo and Otis your favorite Christmas film?
It's such a good Christmas film.
Because
I think my favorite Christmas film is now Jingle All the Way, but yeah, Milo and Otis is definitely up there.
I listened to an interview with you about Christmas from I think the year 2000, and you said that Milo and Otis was your favorite Christmas movie. And you also said that your favorite Christmas song was Do They Know It's Christmas by John Lennon. Who didn't write that song. His one's called Merry Christmas, War is Over.
Probably because I was trying not to say that my favorite Christmas song was the album Snowed In by Hanson, because I was acutely aware of how uncool Hanson was, and yet I was entirely obsessed.
You did also say Snoopy's Christmas, which is probably the correct answer.
Solid.
But also I spent my last weekend putting up a Christmas tree with my friend Sally and playing the Snowed In Hanson Christmas album, so I'm standing by that choice.
It's a great album.
I heard a terrible thing about Milo and Otis. So which one is the cat? So Otis, right?
I think Otis is the cat because he's the ginger.
Yeah, there's the scene where that cat is in the water, right? And floating away. There were several Otises.
Oh my gosh.
So, yeah.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas.
And here's the worst thing.
Wait, but I thought one cat had 9 lives. So that means that they wasted 63 lives. Yeah.
What's really bad, of course, is that the surviving cat went on to commit hate crimes. So it's kind of like...
When Kenny and I lived together, we had cats that showed up at our house, and we called them Chairman Meow, Pussolini, and Robert Meow Garby.
Not Kittler?
And Kittler. Kittler was one of them, right?
Kittler was a website from which we drew
it. Like Hitler.com.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just going back to the tribe and the relationships, I heard there was a relationship And it
There
actually
were
led
many relationships.
that led to
I
a
said
bit
there
of-
was a clause. I didn't say that anyone abided by the clause.
More like
It was-
guidelines.
well, there was one relationship that led to some issues because two of the actors somehow went to Auckland and missed a train, which meant that an entire something had to be rescheduled, which ended up costing the production company over $100,000. And one of those people was fired instantly, and the other person was slowly written out of the show. And I think the person who left the show instantly was a girl called Jamie, who was actually the very first person you see in the Tribe episode 1. Ooh.
Do you have anything to comment, Jen? Were you involved? Did you give them the wrong ticket?
I was secretly Jamie Karigata Ulu, that's true, yeah.
Jen, did you date anyone on the show while you were on the show? Be honest.
There was a very cute dog called Bob, and I'm just saying, I gave him lots of pats.
Wow, that got to bestiality real quick.
Yeah, that really took a turn.
So a show about struggling to find accommodation in central Wellington is pretty opposite as well, putting aside all of the viral stuff.
Yeah.
Public transport probably wasn't that great either.
The concept of just an abandoned mall with no one in it except for 6 or 7 disaffected teenagers at any one point in time is still scarily accurate. They used to close off a street for filming all the time that is right around the corner from where I work now. It's right outside Wellington's sort of premier members club, which is the Wellesley, and we used to close it off because on the weekends that part of town is completely deserted anyway. You barely would notice if they put up the barricades to film it, and it's this odd little cut through street that no one uses during the day anyway. So every now and again when I'm walking to and from work, I'm just like, oh yeah.
When you say members club, is it a members club? Like
I've done a dentistry conference there in that building, which was properly like red stickered, like do not enter this building.
We filmed a couple of like city takeovers when we had the various sort of antagonist tribes coming in. So maybe they just took the tank warfare a little too far and accidentally damaged the structural integrity of the Wellesley Club.
The set for the mall was one of the largest sets that New Zealand has ever had.
I think when it was built, it was the largest in the Southern Hemisphere.
Yeah.
That used to be a fact I saw thrown around a bit.
It's such a Kiwi thing, though. It was such a Kiwi thing of like, it's not the biggest in the world, but it is the biggest in the Southern Hemisphere. Not really pointing out
Which is
the Southern
basically us
Hemisphere.
plus Australia.
Yeah, and South Africa, like a bit of Africa, but it's like, yeah, we got this. I lived down the road from what is the longest continuous corner in the Southern Hemisphere.
Whoa.
we'll show those badges what's what. They think they make good sets up north, but we've got this.
You're spelling set with 2 T's, Kitty. Well done.
I am.
But the cool thing about the mall is it was designed to be Steadicam ready. So the idea was that it was built as an actual living set. So where it looks like 2 rooms are next to each other, they actually are. So you can actually go from one room and then come out into the hallway and then go into another room and then come out into the hallway. And it's not like,
awesome.
The traditional set where you've just got 3 walls and then a blank. The reason that I got the gig on the first series that I did with Cloud9 is because I had an English passport, because they were working with the UK, not the UK Film Commission, but some UK funding body. And it was done as a UK, the Queen. It was done as a UK New Zealand production. And so they had to prove that a certain percentage of the cast and crew had English residency or citizenship. And
Amazing.
so, yeah, having an English passport helped me get the gig.
Otherwise, they deport you.
Coming over here, taking our jobs, acting jobs.
Browsing the IMDb page as well, it's also saying that there's apparently the tribe curse, where a lot of tribe members didn't go off to have lucrative acting careers and had to get like regular jobs.
I do think there's an acting curse then, because that's every single actor ever.
Also, like, there are so many actors in the tribe. How many of them? There's not that many gigs in New Zealand. Like, once Shortland Street's filled up, that's it. Antonia Prebble's got most of the jobs.
So I found out something about Antonia Prebble, who is lovely. I've met her a couple of times. Her birthday, Jen, is the day before yours.
Yes, it is. Which we discovered, I think, first when we were in a play together when we were about 7.
Amazing.
At the Wellington Repertory Theatre. And then because she lived in the same neighbourhood as me and we went to the same secondary school, and so yeah.
She's awesome. She's given birth on screen 5 times.
Yes, and only has 2 children, which is very confusing.
Yeah, and they came recently, like real close.
Yeah.
I don't think Antonia Preble has aged since she filmed The Tribe.
No, she hasn't.
There's a painting of her just getting older and older and more decrepit.
Speaking about people not getting jobs outside of The Tribe, there's an actress called Fleur Saville who's been in basically everything. She played Ruby in The Tribe, and I'm just going to read from her Wikipedia page. She was in the show Serial Killers, as well as lots of theatre. She was in Oklahoma, A Slice of Saturday Night, Fiddler on the Roof, Oliver, Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, The Sound of Music, and a show called New Gold Dream, which she all did in the year 2004. All of those shows. So that's where all the acting roles are gone. Fleur Saville's used all of them up in the year 2004.
Single-handedly.
And also on the website for Miggity, from Michael Wesley Smith, it said that Michael Wesley Smith started his acting roles in shows like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory or Hercules. I was like, what? Who wrote this?
That is a crossover I would pay dearly to see. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory / Hercules, starring Mikey.
Hercules, your sixth task is to get Grandpa Joe out of bed.
Turns around and Grandpa Joe's already out of bed because it's fucking liar.
Can't clean out the Augean stables because he's floated to the ceiling because of fizzy lifting drink.
Did you know that the guy who played Ryan in The Tribe was called Ryan? Well, that was funny.
As someone who knows very little about The Tribe, do they ever explain in universe why you went for the fluoro 90s tragic look, or is that just taken as read?
Yeah, no, it's a complex psychosocial response to the collective grief of the death of all. No, we'd never address it.
I've heard this because someone was saying, why does this happen like Mad Max? Like, why is this like Mad Max? Why is it all like bondage gear? And people are like, well, it makes sense because like your cloth is going to go off. You know, your cloth is going to degrade really fast, but it's going to last really well. Leather. And you know who knows how to look after leather? The BDSM community. So of course, there's going to be all sorts of good stuff to look after that leather.
Did you guys know that from December the 15th this year, you can pre-order The Tribe, the game? It's a computer game about the tribe.
Please tell me to shoot them up. It'd be horrible.
It looks basically the same as Pokemon, but set in Wellington. And I think they edit out when people spend 2 hours trying to drive around and find a park.
Although actually, you keep saying it's set in Wellington. It's not. It was always just the city.
I also appreciate that in I think it was the last episode, when they're like traveling away from it in the ferry, you look back and it's Wellington. It's clearly Wellington. It's like, it's like that.
Is it a good day? Because you couldn't beat it.
Do you guys know what happened on the day that season 3 of The Tribe premiered? Brian May got married. Oh. And do you know what else happened that day? Catherine Zeta-Jones and Michael Douglas got married. Oh.
Can I suggest the thing that we do Sam's date segment, a date night with Sam? Yeah, where Sam just basically like.
I love date night with Sam.
We turn around and it's like the whiteboard with all the bits, and Sam's like, look, it all makes sense.
Well, do you know what happened on the day that season 4 premiered? Kerry Katona and Brian McFadden got married. She's from Atomic Kitten, he's from Westlife. Do you guys know what happened the day that season 5 of The Tribe premiered? So do you know Sarah Ferguson, who was the Duchess of York?
The Duchess of York.
Her dad, he died.
Aww.
That's real sad.
That's real sad. Yeah. Not all fun facts here on the show.
But we have had 3 weddings and a funeral, so we've only got 1 wedding to go, and we've got the set.
The show, The Tribe, is really dark. There's so much grim stuff that happened.
The first series had like suicide, eating disorders, intimate partner violence.
From my limited reading about The Tribe in preparation for this, the eating disorder led to someone selling themselves into sexual slavery. Is that correct?
Yep.
Child TV material. Yep.
Yep. They got a little bit, I want to say, more soapy towards the end. So my favorite storyline that I got to do was getting amnesia and being tricked into smuggling a bomb into the mall to kill all my friends.
What was getting amnesia like? Do you remember?
No, I don't remember it.
Just speaking about the darkness of the show, a beloved New Zealand somewhat family-friendly comedian, Di Henwood, had his first on-screen appearance on the tribe, and he played someone.
Seriously?
Yeah, he played someone who it was implied that he had just raped someone. So, pretty good start for the host of Family Feud.
I was.
That would definitely cause one.
But I was just going to ask you about this, Jen. His dad, Ray Henwood, was in Enid Blyton stuff with you, right?
Yep. Yeah, he was.
Ray was in everything. Ray
Yeah,
was in everything.
Let's talk about Enid Blyton stuff. I know stuff about Enid Blyton.
That's because you were born when her books came out. His books
pretty
came
much.
out.
Yeah.
Enid is in fact
Enid-
canonically female. Yep.
There's a female. Okay.
Yeah, you're thinking of George, perhaps, who is a character in Famous Five.
Famous
who
Five,
is,
yeah.
I just want to ask: are we all saying Enid? Because I always thought it was Enid.
Oh, I think it's Enid.
That's Enid.
Definitely
Enid.
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 So does she
Enid Blyton.
do anything in even numbers, or is it all odd numbers?
Because there's the famous 5, the something 6, and the secret 7.
There were the
There was only one
66
faraway
and
tree.
the
66.
and
Yeah,
the,
that's the one that never made it to children's TV.
She also wrote the Hateful Eight.
and she wrote 300.
Moonface, what is your profession? Oh.
Did you also get the Secret 7 gig on the back of an English passport, or was that just pure
We
coincidence?
never did Secret 7. We did the Adventure series and then the Secret series.
Those are the same thing. Like,
Oh, Kenny. Kenny.
Effectively, yeah.
Kenny.
I went from playing the bratty younger sister to playing the overbearing older sister. So actually,
You got range,
Kenny.
girl.
have you guys ever read Enid Blyton? They are all the same book, right? They just
she's Michael Crichton for children.
I, having read the Faraway Tree, I reject it. Did she write the Faraway Tree?
Oh yeah, the Faraway Tree is different, but all the famous 5, Secret 7, Adventure Secret
They have a lot of picnics.
series as well.
Mm. They go mad. in
Mystery
Dorset.
series. There's the mystery series as well.
Mm.
And it's always 4 children and an animal. 2 boys, 2 girls, and an animal.
Like
Parrot,
Scooby-Doo.
dog, cat. Yeah, literally.
Mm.
Scooby-Doo is actually one of Enid Blyton's lesser known pseudonym works.
What did you like the most about being on the tribe, Jen?
Getting to do fun stuff. It was so much more interesting than being in school.
Kissing all the boys.
It was so awkward.
And what was the worst thing about being on the tribe, apart from the relentless mockery of your friends and former friends?
Oh, the one bad thing about being on the tribe, my very first O week when I was a fresher, I spent in Wellington doing ADRs.
Oh. Well, did you know that the day that the tribe finished was actually the same day that Mahmoud Abbas, the president of Palestine, stood down because he was so upset that the tribe had finished, so he quit.
Because the tribe was cancelled. And the whole reason
Wait,
that I read, yeah, sorry, you know how those guys didn't turn up for the shoot? You're like,
Yeah, that was
10,
weird.
15 yeah, it's really awkward. You should have been there 17 years ago. They still haven't written your character out. Everyone's just saying, "Where's Ellie? Where's Ellie?"
She's still around.
No,
She's
but-
still in the books that they're writing.
The whole thing that says like why it was cancelled, they're like, the producers apparently like, well, it's a tribe about kids surviving an apocalypse, and after a while, cast weren't kids anymore.
There was a bit of chat like 5 or so years ago about them making a movie, and someone was like, I really hope they get the original cast. And I was like, literally all of us are 30.
I remember that because
Very awful.
we all started a petition to get you on that movie.
That's right.
Because we support you. We're good friends. But speaking of that, we've probably got to wrap up right now. What an absolute pleasure talking about the tribe with you, Jen. Let's all pick one of our favorite facts to pitch to be our favorite for the show. Mine is going to be that Diane would probably rape someone on the tribe.
That Wellington is the perfect setting for a post-apocalyptic wasteland where there's no housing for anyone under the age of 30.
Mine is that the site of the original filming of the tribe is now being used to look at rocks and ice cores.
My fact is that for the tribe's 21st birthday, the entire world decided to cosplay a life-threatening pandemic. And it's been great. Thanks, everyone. It's been so much fun. We can stop now, though. It's fine.
Now let's keep
No,
doing it. I
we're
like the
invested.
tribe. All right, let's have a vote on 3 point to the person you thought had your favorite fact of the day. 1, 2, 3, go. We are all pointing at Jen. It is you. Congratulations, Ellie. You were voted the 8th best heroine on the tribe, which puts you on par in real drugs with Purple Heroine. I looked that up as well.
Thanks everyone so much for joining us for this very surprising to me episode of Everything You Didn't Need to Know. I hope you have enjoyed learning some stuff about a show most of you have never heard of, and feel free to check it out. I believe most of the episodes are on YouTube. If you have facts of your own that you would like to share about the tribe, please either tweet us or leave them in the comments of the YouTube video. And yeah, we look forward to exploring hopefully the moon next week unless something else happens that I'm not aware of. And to conclude, I would just like to say, hey tribe fan, metvatele kolawo, kiva atete katote tribe saria, hey hey, which is a Finnish greeting that I memorized for no apparent reason.
Hey hey means
Just
chicken
promotion
in
trail.
Māori.
Finished means to end.
Which is, let's do that right now. Oh. Bye.
Bye.
Keep the dream alive. Should we properly talk about the moon next week?